like 20 some red long stem. I don't know, but thank
I
you.
love that though. I love flowers. I don't know what I would do. Y'all know I had my therapy tonight, and we made like plants, like we decorated our pots and stuff. Girl, I just said, please let this plant stay alive. I'm not really good with plants, but please let it stay alive this time.
They said I got bird flu, Mel.
Birth.
What the hell?
But that's how I be. I want them to stay as live. But I don't do nothing with them. But I put some food in there every now and then. But
I just want
it's
them to
just when
stay
you
alive.
first get them, it's just the like,
Yeah, and I love waking up to flowers though.
Mhm.
I just think it makes you feel better to
It's life. I love seeing flowers. I got
Especially when
mine.
you like don't need anything or you don't like a purse is cool or shoes are cool, but it's like I'm over that. It's just not as thoughtful to me.
yeah. I love
Mhm.
flowers. I'm always gonna be a flower girl. I'm
I like.
always
I love it because when men go pick out flowers, they really be like, they don't care what the name of it is. They don't care what they require. They don't care if it's
good.
right or nothing. It just look good. And see, they have to go find the ones that they think look the best. So I love when Big Uncle go
And
pick
then
flowers because
see,
he
when I
really
be
like
doing
dark.
that to them, I be blue dye all over my hand because they're that the flowers are just white flowers with blue dye.
Oh, okay.
So it's
I
blue
didn't
every
know
time
that.
I go. It's blue dye everywhere.
I didn't know that. I get blue flowers on like my mom's birthday or something.
Well, the roses, they don't come. So they get the white roses and make them the colors. They use dye.
I did not know that. Look at me. I mean, I guess I should have known it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how it was. Like, it wasn't. Was it? No, it was our anniversary of being together, not our wedding anniversary. He got me the ones that with the look like the glitter on them. It was glitter everywhere. Every
Yeah,
time I
that's how they. Yeah,
put on
that's how.
my
Yeah,
eyelid, it was in
yeah,
my hair. It looked like I just came from a strip club, honey.
yeah. That's because it's just like a.
It was glitter everywhere. They were beautiful, but it was just everything you touch
I'm
it.
telling you, my table ain't never gonna be the same. It's blue.
I see a comment saying, "Are we going to talk about Zachary Hughes versus South Carolina?" I can't talk about it, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been seeing clips online, and I said
I
that's
don't
something I need to
understand.
watch. I said I need to watch this trial because I need to understand what's going on. Why is the judge telling him he can't say certain? I need to see what's going on. I wish I could, but that is something I said I need to pay
He
attention
did
to.
get on the stand today. Now I missed some of it while I was analyzing, but I wanted to
Wait,
see.
who took the stand?
It's
The guy,
he's a pianist. He's a well known like concert pianist, and he done poked up his best friend girl. Talking about he was saving the best friend and the daughter from the girlfriend.
he did. It's.
It's insane.
I
But
need
he
to
took the
hear this.
stand today, and the judge was not feeling him, and even like low key instructed the jury like he's not listening to what I said he was supposed to be doing. So therefore, don't be listening to him, and you make your own judgment because he obviously don't listen to me. Like, man, I said, wait, what am I hearing? Because y'all know I got the one TV right there. I'm looking like, what am I? Wait a minute, which one? Yeah, that I didn't expect that one to go that way. Yes,
So I guess we'll look into that and we can work on that for
it got
next
good and
week.
Yeah,
messy.
I've got to look. I got to look into it because I keep seeing clips on Twitter. Kathy, she's been posting it a lot. So I'm like, what's going on in this case? This might be something worth watching. And I think whatever he said on the stand caused the child's father to be arrested today. It's just been a lot of mess. It's been a lot of mess.
And when I looked at it, and the crazy thing is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I turned it on today, like, okay, let me see what cases are going on. So I got both TVs going, and I look up, and they talking about he gonna get on the stand in just a minute. But I knew something was going on. Oh yeah, I told you I be watching every day. I just don't be live, but I knew something was going on because they delayed the broadcasting. So court was going on, but they wouldn't start the cameras. They said we was gonna have to watch it on delay. So I was like, "What about?" And I looked at him like, "Oh, he looked like an arrogant, pompous asshole." I know he can there cutting up. And then when I found out he was a defendant, I'm like, "Wait a minute, I heard about this trial." So I went back and looked at the clips, but it was on delay. That's what made me watch it today. I've been like kind of catching up on like court TV and stuff like that. Okay, there we go. I've been kind of catching up on court TV just a little bit, just catching clips and stuff like that at night. But today, the TV's still on. I was sitting here like, oh, you gonna get on the stand?
I gotta see it. I've
Oh, you
got
gonna
to.
get on the stand? Okay.
I
Okay,
gotta get.
they're requiring us to be on delayed.
I'm gonna look into this. We'll talk about this next week. Okay, guys. So we got to start because we'll be on here 10-12 hours talking past the time. um okay, so first we're gonna start talking about ASAP. I know that is like the hot topic right now, and I just want to say I am so proud of this young lady. She just did an amazing job. My girl.
Hey
Hey y'all.
girl,
Just
hey
She
did a good
had
girl.
job
me
covering the
screaming at the
case.
camera yesterday on live, so now it's stuck on YouTube. Cause I said, oh y'all, look who that is with that book bag on. There she goes. She right there during the press conference. Yeah, they got me riled up. I said, oh, y'all better watch her. I don't know the rest of them, but I know her.
Then she called me on FaceTime and was telling me. I said I need to see it too. And the funniest part, Mel, was in your video sometimes you pop in with a face.
Mm-hmm.
In the press conference, you turn around like,
Like
like look at Mel.
being male. She was like, yeah. Like,
It
If
was
Mel,
hilarious.
if they streaming it to if they can super chat you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
mhm.
y'all make sure y'all send her some. They go to you, right?
Yeah.
How do I make them go to you?
if they're
Make
if they're
them go to
coming
her,
in,
y'all.
You
they'll watch
streamed it to your
her.
platform. I think she said she
Yeah,
streamed.
she's
Yeah,
streaming it.
yeah,
As long as
They
she's
said you had the best coverage, and that
Thank you.
you did.
saw you. And I heard you say that's why I called you, because I heard you say this was one of your or the first case you did from.
Beginning. Yeah. I went to the preliminary hearing back in 2023. I just randomly was like, I'm gonna try and come up here and just kind of see what happens. So I went to the hearing, and that's when the judge decided that it would go to trial. So that was the first time I got to see Relly on the stand. I got to see some of the evidence. Like that was the first time. And so I've just been tracking, waiting for the trial to actually start. And then I actually went to the trial. So yeah, it was the first one I did from beginning to the end, really. So it was a time, child.
How did you
Mm-hmm.
feel about really in the prelim, like versus prelim versus the actual trial? Did he appear differently or something?
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing about prelims, right, is that it's just the state. It's just the prosecutors. You don't get
Mhm.
to see, it's not any cross-examination.
Yes.
It's not any of that kind of rebut. I mean, the defense gets to have some questions, but they're not putting all their cards on the table.
Well,
Mhm.
because the burden of proof, that's what
Right.
makes it
Right.
different.
And it's much lower there. It's just
It's
the
extremely
judge.
low. It just could. I tell my
Yeah.
clients all the time, not to cut you off, but just so
Yeah.
people understand why it's different. It's because the burden of proof is different. I like to do prelims as practice because there are many trials. But I'm going to tell you 90% of the time I'm going to lose.
Mhm.
I can count on my hands how many times I have won a prelim or a probable cause hearing. And even with that, all the state does is then go downstairs and indicts the case. So even if you lose a preliminary hearing and the judge finds there's no probable cause, that's just a matter of getting you out of jail for the most part. It's, do we have enough to hold this person in jail, or do we have enough for this case, or whatever.
Yeah.
But the state can still indict after a judge finds that there's no. And the standard for a jury trial is beyond reasonable doubt, which means it beyond reasonable doubt. But for a preliminary hearing, it's just preponderance of the evidence, which means could have been, could have
Yeah.
happened, maybe.
So, and that's why the first video was enough, honestly, right? Like for that prelim, it was enough. So being in there, it was like, of course, this is about to make it. And he was still, you could tell he was still emotional, but he came across much more credible, for sure. And it felt to me like, oh, okay, we gonna have a time. Like that's how it felt. Uh, in the prelim. Now you fast forward to this trial. I don't know what the hell was happening.
Emotion.
You got y'all saw Breakfast Club. Charlemagne made him donkey of the day yesterday.
He really about to crash out. That was enough because those comments on his. Because
I watched him. I looked at him yesterday. And I said, now when we first went to his page, we went right when he was first on the stand. It was like 50 comments.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like 1,200 now.
Mhm.
And I don't know where people find these rat GIFs that are doing the stuff. One of them doing push-ups. I said, "Oh God!"
So they know he
You know,
emotional.
AI can make anything. Chat.
They all AI. All AI. No,
They have been doing it.
I will say the day that Takapina, it was
Yeah, he hung up on Adam 20.
oh, I didn't even see that. What a time. What a time.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Takapina presented the other part of the text messages, and he did it before the jury had come in. It was like a hearing in the morning before the day had started. And Takapina was like, you know, a part of today is we gonna show the messages that came before Rocky's, you know, where you at and whatever he said. He said, where you at? And he said, let's get to it. And he said,
I'm looking my calls.
that morning, that's when Takapina showed everybody else that was happening. And I said, oh, today is going to be a day.
And it was.
I said, this is going to be bad. So yeah, it was even back to the jury selection, that whole that was my first time. I've never been selected as a juror. I'd be trying to, but they always send me home. They never want me to actually do
They
it.
don't want you. She's too smart. We don't need it.
Bring no reasonable ass in here.
She'll walk in being the foreman. Walk in looking like the foreman. Like
they never. I'll be calling in the morning. They don't
Yes.
I'm available. I'm here.
First time being able to actually see that process and see it in person. And so that was, just really, really interesting. The questions that they were asking, the way people were answering, that whole process. It was a time. It was a time.
This is one time I kept saying, I was like, dang, so they're just gonna keep having part-time court. We're just gonna keep coming late in the morning.
It's terrible.
But I was just like, you know what? I don't think they could have did any more.
And
if they did any more, it'd have been a fight.
I was so annoyed. Like 2 hours on and then 3 hours on the back end, kinda. They had an hour and a half break. I said, "Oh, Paige,
for the verdict."
No, an hour and a half break for lunch every day.
And they weren't coming in until about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
The hour and a half time. The hour and a half would turn into sometimes 2 hours because they never came back on time.
The jurors?
And you know what? We was up there. The media and the jurors was up there. We would be waiting for whatever else to happen, but we was up. The jurors were on time. The media for sure was on time. They would be late.
Mel, Million. I guess I can't. You had me dying laughing when you was talking about the DA rolling his suitcase out.
Baby, let me tell y'all something. When I went back to college, I had been a realtor and I had this little bag from the IRS. And I was like, I'm going to take my bag. Let me tell y'all, first day of school, I text my group chat and I said, y'all, I look like a damn fool today. Just imagine, I am 34 and I'm rolling the backpack on tile. It's loud as hell. Then at one point, I had to go up some stairs. I had to carry a briefcase. I said, never again. So when I saw him roll that bag, I said, I know that bag loud. I know he wanted to kick it.
I kept saying, those glasses make me think of something. His glasses will drive me crazy. I told you that buzz cut looked like the guy off of Hidden Figures that kept effing with Taraji when she had to run to the bathroom. That's what he kept giving me. That's why I didn't like him the whole trial. But honey, when he turned around with that strap behind him, y'all remember what Urkel used to say? I don't have to take this. I'm going home. And walk.
It was, to me, it's like, well, that's kind of, I can relate to I'm not a lawyer, but Mel, when she's saying like seeing stuff in the courtroom, even though I'm in the courtroom all the time, I never really see it as a spectator.
Yeah.
So like on a YSL trial, like the not guilty day, it was just crazy seeing the state's face. It was just like, that is something different, boy. Because it's like, you got to stay with.
Mel, what was Marine's face like? Because he got the hell out of there. He looked like he got the hell out of there.
Didn't care who got ran over by the wheels.
I am so mad because I was paying attention to Rocky leaping over the damn wall. That by the time, you know what, in the moment, you're like, what is happening? And then you're like, I'm like, oh, wait, I got to pay attention to this. What are the jurors doing? What I'm trying to remember so that I can later tell people how people were reacting. By the time I remembered to look at the prosecutor, they was on their way out. I said,
it was like they got the hell out. Mel, can you please tell me, do you remember what face you made when that boy leaped across that damn courtroom like that?
Wait. Play the clip first.
Wait a minute. Do we have it?
Yeah, Miss Jefferson got it up. Only because everybody may not have seen it.
Mel, let me tell you, I need to go back and watch my reaction. Somebody told me on Twitter, she said, Mel, I kept pausing it. You were shocked. Mel, I could not believe he did that. And can I don't know if you can answer this. Mel, can you reenact the argument between Lewin and John?
Which one?
I'm gonna lie to y'all.
Which one? Mel, what were you thinking when they were going back and forth like that?
At one point in the morning before we went in, it wasn't that day. I forgot what day it was, but the jurors were like, you finna play it?
Finish your statement.
One of the jurors was talking to another juror, and she was like, we're back to see the lawyers argue with each other again. I said, well.
Oh, hey Fit. Y'all.
Yes, hey Fit, yeah. Yeah, it was.
I was telling them because when I would be on live and they'd be on break, we were using your Twitter to kind of keep us up to date. Everybody would be in the chat, Mel just updated. So I'm reading your tweets on my lives, everything like, oh God. And I just said, I want to know how she's keeping a straight face in there.
I was struggling. I was sitting next to, there's a, I don't know if this is because it's LA, but there is a woman who manages the high profile trials. She manages who gets in, who watches, which of the meet. So we're talking from TMZ to ABC to Extra to Entertainment to, on top of like independent reporters, right? Managing this whole process. I didn't snuggle my little way over to her.
Know that's right.
Okay, I'm over here like, hey girl.
Okay.
Let's be friends. So I'm sitting next to me and her over there cackling. I was like, I don't know if this is how you usually get down, but this is hard for me to watch this chaos. So I was over there. Me and her was cackling the whole time.
That's how it was when Woody was in the courtroom. I had to get up so many times and walk out. Because it's like, especially if you know somebody for real, I'm like, oh my. So I just had to get up and walk out. I wouldn't have been able to sit.
Mel, that day that boy stood up in that courtroom and said, I like to put on the record, my house is normally not this junky. I said, see, I'm
gonna let you play this, and then I'm gonna tell you at one point, all I said was, I get it, Rihanna. I get it.
Now I'm gonna tell you, Mel. I had to tell my chat. I said, I give y'all a lot of hell because Rocky pissed me off. He acted like he had no home training. He was above the law to me the whole time in court. But when he opened his mouth, I said everything I said, I forgot because he walks with an aura and the way he talks. I think I need a man from New York.
He's so fine.
I ain't there yet, but his side profile does it for me. The side profile does it for me. I get it. I do get it. And when I was mad at him for that leap in court, I said, you just out of damn order. But when he was out there talking about, thank God. This a blessing.
I think he just, some people just have that kind of personality. They just think that
they act out in court.
No, not act out in court. I'm saying his personality, his like presence. You said, yeah, no, like how you said, he's a celebrity or something. I think even if he was a regular person, he would act like that in court.
Oh, yeah, he walks with a bit more, a bit of a confidence, a bit of a swag.
Yeah,
that's
New York people.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what I said? I asked people on my live when I worked at the IRS. I could tell who was from up north just because I say they rude. Yeah. They just do whatever.
They different.
He can't help it.
Yes.
Yes. I ain't letting it go, Tiffany. I will never let it go how that boy acted in that courtroom. I'm sorry.
Listen, I gave him all the rest of them, but I'm like, down, finish reading the dang old thing. You don't even know if you free yet. You still got another one. I was cussing up a stuff. Sal.
Wait, this my husband. Mel,
Yeah,
you
they
got
say
a
your husband nice looking too.
They say
Ain't he?
real husband. Other man.
Ain't he though? He is, girl.
I know that's right. I know
My
that's
husband's
right.
fine too.
And come on. You hear it?
Listen, I'm about to say now, let's be real. We wouldn't be with them if they would.
Hold on. Now, do y'all see me? Is this turned into a husband thing? Like, don't be messy. Let's not be messy.
Okay, push play. Now pull up, see if you can find what he said about his house.
Oh, you know I have it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go.
Los Angeles. People of the state of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury, the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
So who's the white lady? Jumped in.
Listen. You know, I said I was going to ask Mel that. I was going to ask Mel that because it pissed me off that she was in the way. Why are you in the way? He was not walking to you.
Who is she?
Not a chance for privilege. Get out the way. What would he turn around coming and walking over to you for?
Somebody on his team. I don't know. She was.
And he barely hugged her. You know, he reminded me of, like he was saying. Y'all remember? Was that on White Chicks when the man was running? He said, "Move it." He got her all out the way. He got that lady out the way.
He was headed to Brianna. Absolutely.
Exactly. Girl, he was not coming to her.
Don't say
He did not
that.
take that many papers. It's
People can correct me. Rihanna and his mama, whatever you want to call it. Looked like he leaped in her arms to me.
Oh, for sure.
But okay.
I mean, you see her face. She was crying. That whole row was crying, but she was crying. I mean,
It's her birthday tomorrow.
Yep, sure is.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
I think she has the most wonderful birthday present. Because she can sleep good at night.
For sure.
Especially now. After they probably get ready to go redo Valentine's Day and everything else. They can go ahead and... Now, the question that was up. That's a good one, Kayla. Now that this is over.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Because I asked Shannon this yesterday. He talking about, what? How you asking me? I was like, so what happens to the civil case? He like, you the lawyer.
You're the lawyer.
I'm asking you. I'm like, oh shit, I'm asking you. Because somebody was like, well, so the civil case go away. And I'm like, well, I mean, not really, because OJ, I mean, he still had to go pay.
And I think there's two.
But what he gonna pay for, the finger?
Yeah, so I hate when I be doing stuff that makes these dang on things.
That's for my birthday.
Yeah, he said he permanently disabled.
He has the first one that he filed was about the actual shooting, but then he has the defamation one against Rocky and against.
He might get a defamation one at this point.
Well, yeah. I was wondering if the first one about the shooting he can continue because the not guilty is going to be interesting, but the not guilty, you can still win the civil one. But that defamation, I was thinking that had to stop at this point because he was found not guilty. So what's going to happen here? So I have the same question, but from what I understand, he has the two.
Okay.
I think that's why he's leaving. He's allowing the Instagram comments because he hadn't shut the comments off. I think he's just using it to say, hey, this is what's happening. But with defamation, people say you have to actually prove that it has caused harm in your life. And he's still posting his Range Rover, his Miami businesses. And I think that's why Joe was bringing those things up to show he's still making money. I mean, I don't know if Gemma's website is up tonight, but he got Gemma website and everything. So
well, you better add yourself as the assistant because I ain't gonna be on 30 mil, honey. You got to go help out. You gonna have to work. You gonna have to help.
That's a whole new light up.
Did I do that?
All right. Anything else?
Okay, y'all.
No, may I say something on the record? Usually my house is not usually that junky. I just want y'all to know that. Let's be clear. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be clear.
That puts a whole new, that puts a whole new light on the case.
Yes. That right there just.
Yeah,
At one point,
My
during
clients always ask me to say stuff like that, though. Stuff that's completely irrelevant. And sometimes, I just think he had probably asked him to say 100 things, and this was probably the easiest thing to let him say. So, I mean, because it gets to the point where I'd be like, what? Go ahead. Like, can you tell them, like, why?
I don't even think he activated because Joe, a lot of his outbursts, Joe looked like he's like, what the hell are you doing?
yeah.
Oh, that did not even there. Joe had told him no. Then here he go.
he looked like
Mel, did you feel like that watching them? Like it kind of looked like.
I tell you, all of his remarks, I think, were a surprise. Probably because of what Kayla was saying. He probably had been asking, and Joe kept telling him no. So he stopped asking, and he just said,
I'm gonna do it.
"What I want to say. It's better for me not to ask." I tell you what, that during closing, when Lewin brought up Rihanna and the kids, his reaction. Again, everybody in that reporter media section, everyone grabbed notebooks, and the photographer stood up and got his camera on Rocky because Rocky's reaction, I thought he was about to have another outburst. It was not going to be good.
I think that's why he was doing it.
He was like, literally, he's in the chair like,
really?
Yes. I said, oh my gosh, this man is not going to be able to contain himself because he just mentioned his kids.
What did he say? What did he say?
I thought he was trying to make him have an outburst so he can look aggressive.
What did he say?
Lewin said, it was during his closing, and Lewin said, Rihanna's here and she brought the kids. I don't know. The kids have a right to be here, but I don't know what kids do in a situation like this.
Okay, that's stupid.
And
parent.
He also referred to them as those kids in his closing too. He said something to the effect of like, you can't let
giggling
decision how this will affect Rihanna and those kids. Like, it was very like
dismissive.
Very dismissive, but you can tell that part of the state's hang up was the fact that he was a celebrity, and they said every chance that they can get, and it came off that way where they were absolutely trying to. So what if Hurley lied? So whatever, because they have to get up here and lie. They have to get up here and say certain things because Rihanna will blackball them. Rihanna is a billionaire. They'll cut them out of the music industry. I'm like, boy,
he wasn't ever in the music industry.
Yeah,
what about when he put the shades on in the courtroom?
In the courtroom, he was just Rocky.
I'm trying to tell you, that boy is smooth. I'm gonna tell you,
smooth. We calling it smooth.
I'm calling it smooth.
You know what I said? I can't wait till the day I have enough money where I forget everything I have been taught and walk in the courtroom. I'm gonna put some stunner shades on. I'm gonna have somebody walking me in the court with an umbrella. Now that was cool as hell to me, but let me stop because they said Mel, he got on your nerves.
At one point when we were headed to lunch, we're all kind of gathered by this elevator, and this woman. Now listen, if you're watching this, all the best to you. She had been drawing these photos, and she drew some pictures of Rocky in the courtroom. And he was like, oh my gosh, he was so sweet. Oh my gosh, you drew this? That is so, can I have it? Can you finish it? And when you're done, can I have it? Will you give it to me? And she was like, oh my gosh, yes, here's my page. And he was like, look, he was so sweet, so kind about these dang on pictures. And I literally in the moment, I'm like, I get it. This man has charisma. He has charm. He has all the things. Like I get it, girl. I get it.
Colonel Sanders didn't check him not one time. He let it fly.
Not one damn
Colonel
time.
Sanders did not check him
And
not one
people
time.
people keep saying the judge didn't say anything. I said the man was asleep half the trial. I didn't expect him to say anything.
They want to know what was the vibe like. Well, Fit Lawyer, shout out to Fit Lawyer. What was the vibe like with the N-word situation?
The feeling you had watching was the feeling in the courtroom. Everyone.
It was cringe.
It was so cringe.
It was
so cringe.
It was bad.
Everyone my God. And instead of the hard R, he had the hard A.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat this nigga up. I was like, Joe.
Every single time that it was said, everyone was cringing and looking around and like, please make it stop. It was very
that was another one of Rocky's outbursts. He's asked the judge to tell everybody not to say it. He didn't say it.
Hey, can we? And that really was on the stand because he was like, what the?
He was like, what the? Yeah.
What? I missed that.
Really was like, what? He was like, what the?
Because he kept saying, yeah.
But you know what I said too? Mel, well, go ahead, Mel. You go first because I want to ask you something.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was so funny because it was so apparent that Rocky was reacting to the N-word, but Relly is so caught up in Relly that he was thinking it was something about him or he was thrown off. But it was so obvious to everyone that Rocky is reacting to this continuous use of the N-word. But Relly was like, what the? It was so ridiculous.
I was like wondering with them, Mel. I said, do you think it was he got home? Because I definitely made a video and said, okay, Joe, let's lay off the damn word. Because what are we doing? Brian still has spoiled us. Brian still won't even say hell, okay? And I was like, this man, like, Joe, come on. Some people were saying, well, maybe it's because the jury doesn't have a black person on. I'm like, but his client is black, you know?
Right.
You know,
I think there's something different because it's the South and California.
Mm-hmm.
LA, you know, in the
People
South.
said that too.
If you it's
not
gonna go over the same way.
Yeah, what surprised me a lot about it is because I didn't know if Rocky was letting it slide because I won't say I know all of New York, but the folks that I know it from New York, it's such a big melting pot with black and brown people that they all say it. And see, in the Midwest and the South, it's like if you're not, then you don't.
Yeah.
But there, the brown people, which is why the things like it was a big deal, like with Erica Mena and stuff like that. She's from New York. And so she's probably said it her whole life. And so they regard it different. So at the beginning, I didn't know if it was just that him and Rocky talk like that, because that was the first thing that people were saying. Oh, I think he's Italian. I think he's, and I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. But then I was like, people were saying that. And that's why I was like, I'm not even going to get in this because Rocky's from New York. And I don't know if there's a different type of understanding between them. Made me a little cringe, but I do know some folks from New York. And I was like, listen, don't. Okay, not me.
He yelled though. The fact that he had the outburst and the judge like, talk to your co-counsel made me wonder, like, had he asked him? I'm like, and they kept saying they so close. I said, well, if y'all are close friends, why didn't your friend know you don't want him saying the N-word?
It looked like pure V business. They did not look close to me.
Every single time Rocky had an outburst, his attorneys who reacted. Like, so in that moment, Chad Siegel, his second, was sitting there, and Chad was like, then he had to whisper to him. What
did he say, Mel? Don't do this shit again.
Girl, every single time when he reacted, when he yelled, don't say that.
I know he almost fell out, man.
Both of them. At that point, both of them.
Hey, like, oh man.
What's really funny?
I know, Miss Mel. I know Joe probably had a heart attack with it.
They looked at him so quick. I said, oh my gosh. And then what's so funny? This is me reading into it. Okay. Now let me make my disclaimer. This is me reading into.
Okay.
After that happened, there was a break called shortly after. And Rihanna hadn't been in the courtroom that morning. So she had missed his outburst. When we go outside, Rihanna's in the hallway and they're kind of hugged up, whatever. And again, this is me reading. I said, he must have just told her what happened because she looked like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like she was looking at him like, bruh, like, why would you like
Listen,
what are you doing?
He was not playing that clip they caught of her when she checked that reporter.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you think you feel? Like,
But real, I said, "Oh, Rihanna, get down." I said, okay.
oh, y'all done brought Robin out. Robin and then showed up and get ready to show you a
I
little.
wasn't mad about that because how do you think he feels?
Exactly.
I mean, really, craziness aside, this is someone you were friends with for a long time. And from what I heard from Relly, it sounded like he was jealous. He felt like he was entitled to stuff, and Rocky should have done this, done that for him. It's hard to have a friend for 15 years and find out they were never really your friend.
Yeah.
They wanted your life. I know that was hard.
Yeah.
But I still feel like he knew before then. He knew before this.
Probably why he kept leaving them in Harlem.
This looked like.
Yeah, that's a good question. What was the vibe when Wally was on the stand?
Oh, Wally. You know what? That's the day I think I didn't go.
Oh.
I think I didn't go. I think I missed Wally. That's like one of the only days I didn't go. I was like, girl, I'm going downtown in LA traffic commute. I haven't done that in a while. I think I missed that one. I can't even answer that.
Okay, well then what about
what she said
12?
about,
12's eyes were like this when he was really saying something. What about 12?
Yeah, you know what?
Excuse me, y'all.
You sick?
I'm sick. That's why I'm in the bed. I got some soup right here.
Oh, good. Your birthday coming, you're gonna be sick.
Yeah.
I hope none of my friends watching this because I'm act like I'm not sick. Y'all better come on. I got like 25 of my friends flying to Houston.
Oh,
yeah, we going back to that place, Mel, that dance place. I'm gonna do a redo.
Oh, that's gonna be so cute.
My time got cut short that night.
It did. I hope you have fun though. I hope you get that same man.
Okay, yeah, we doing a Beyonce thing and we doing the cowgirl still, but we're gonna
This gonna be so cute.
It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Okay, but I'm sorry, what happened now?
I forgot what I was answering.
We're talking about 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Listen, the beginning of his testimony was so different than I think what we had been hearing on the stand. He was so very clear. He was ready for the answers. I mean, the direct examination of him felt like a ping pong. What's your name? 12. Where you work? This place. What? Like it was a dance. They had a dance ready, and so I think everyone was like, "Oh, okay," trying to understand what was happening. But the more he talked, it was, we all were. I can always speak for me. I was trying to gauge how rehearsed this felt and how in comparison to how much of this is believable. Just because you are prepped doesn't mean you're lying.
Right.
It just means you're prepped. And so I was trying to understand. I was personally trying to feel out how much of this do I feel like is preparation and lies versus how much do I feel of this is preparation and the truth. It's just prep. So, I mean, yeah, it was just completely different than what we had been hearing. And I will say, especially for this comment, especially when he explained the video, because that was the first time we had heard a different explanation of that video, I think everyone was like, oh, let me try to see what he's saying. And that video is so blurry. It's so blurry. But the thing about it for me, the more they played it, the more things got clearer for me. The more.
What did you see?
You see 12's version.
Well, they played it a bunch of times during closing. And the more I seen it, I didn't see 12's version. That's my honest.
You didn't see it? Maybe I didn't see it enough. So the more they played it, because you said 12, if you could give it a percentage out of 100, how much do you think was truthful?
For 12?
12.
How much of his testimony do I think was truthful?
Did you believe? Let's just say, did you believe?
I think that he believed a lot of what he was saying.
I was going to say that, like that, like it was his perception, because even the parts that weren't rehearsed, he snapped back so quick. Like, how you gonna tell me and I was there? Like, he was coming after me. I juked him. Like, he believed. I really didn't tell him. Like, no, you left your friend to get his ass beat is what you did. You didn't juke nothing.
No, but see, when
I think he believed that. I think he believed what he was. That was his perception of what was going on, and I think a lot of it. I think for me, I kept feeling like everybody's testimony was like 60-40, like 60% truth and 40% what you wanted to make it. And I felt that was for everybody, really included. And I kept saying, this is just a symptom of whatever the sickness is, whatever the real problem is between Relly and Rocky, we don't know, and that's why none of this is going to ever feel like it's 100% true. And so that's why I kept giving everybody like a good 60%, Wally included, 12E, Relly, everybody 60%, because if you would tell what was really happening and why it was really happening, maybe it would have made some sense. But I did feel like 12E's perception of what was happening was because of what he knew really was going on. I think they all was breaking the law for real. I think
I was like, everybody's a liar. If we're being honest, everyone's a liar.
Better liars.
Even if he was guilty of anything, that he knew his friends. You know, it's certain people that I'm like, man, I ain't gonna believe nothing this man got to say. Let's go ahead run this, because you know he knew his friend and he knew probably the story. He probably, like Miss J saying, it's maybe some truth. It may be some truth. It may be some, you know, and then in the middle. But you know, when you get to a certain point in life and financially and status wise, and you got a certain type of lawyer, those things right there, you're not trying to hear none of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think.
Yeah, really couldn't make his 60% sound like 6%.
He couldn't. It was 12's use of his hands for me. He's like, so I'm here. You get, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I hear you.
But then they would play the video, and I'm like,
I know. I would be in there like, and then what happened? And then he would be like this. Do you hear what I'm saying? Yeah, you
feel me?
And then Relly even said a few times, like, I know one of the things that was crazy to me is he said something when Joe was asking him something. He said, "Did you prepare?" I don't need to prepare.
Yep.
Oh God, that right there. Let me tell you, really, that right there. That's about 15 minutes into his testimony, I was on my live like, you should have prepared.
Oh, 100%.
You should have prepared.
Absolutely.
It was terrible. It looked like he hadn't been prepped. I mean, we were seeing him switch his story in 4K. Like he would go, because I'm a lefty, and blah, blah, blah. Then go, because I'm right-handed. And then he go, blah, blah, blah. Then he'd go, well, we were seeing him talk about I went to go get my girlfriend. And then I went and got a brown paper bag. And then we hear Dunkin' Donuts closed. Then it was just, I think for Relly, and I've asked myself, if it were a different witness, would I have believed it? Because I do believe that boy had a real gun. I'm sorry. I mean, the boy from the hood, ain't nobody walking around with a prop. I'm just not going to believe that. I know it was a real gun, but the state did not convince me
100%.
It was a real gun. I feel like that.
The way that 12E and Rocky ran and Eels wasn't quick enough.
Oh,
you wasn't coming in with no toy. You wasn't bringing no Nerf. You knew Eels. And you see the way the boy throw a tantrum on the dang on stand.
And that was
somebody crazy enough to keep following you for 2 blocks. Let me tell you something.
That's why I know he had that gun. Really,
Eels the one need to be suing. Y'all sit up here and let me get my ass up. Then y'all gonna let it just keep.
They left that boy for dead. Do you hear me? Left him for dead.
Left him,
my friend.
And they gonna keep telling. Listen, yeah, that would have been the outburst if I was Eels. You're not juke. You left me. You left me. He whooping my ass. You over there. Listen, that would be the
I saw one of the jurors say that they definitely thought it was a real gun.
I think everybody feels like it was real. It's just I kept thinking like reasonable doubt. They haven't proved to me that it was real.
Yeah. And I think that's where Lewin messed up, because that's what I know people are not going to agree, but I did not feel like Rocky won. I feel like California lost. 100%. And the reason why I feel like that is because instead of him proving that it was a real one, or that the fake one didn't exist or was nowhere to be found, he kept trying to switch it over. Well, where's that then? They need to give it to us. They need to put, like, no, he doesn't have to produce this prop. Sir,
Yeah.
you have to convince us that this was a real one. So I don't think that's why when people were saying, oh, he should sue. No, Rocky he don't need to pull an OJ. If I did it, go somewhere, have a seat, love your kids, go ponder replay with Rihanna and have some fun. Do not come back. Don't talk about this ever again. And now if that suit's still out there, I was gonna say go plan a wedding, go get married, but I wouldn't if we don't know if the civil suit now. Yeah.
Wait on that. Wait a minute.
Wait a little bit. Just keep calling her your wife for a little bit longer because.
But do they live in LA?
Mm-hmm.
So don't LA acknowledge common law marriages?
Oh, I don't know.
It didn't sound like it. I thought they did, but the judge
they did.
Is it his common law or is it they wouldn't say what it was?
So if he even questioned, then they do acknowledge common law marriage.
Okay.
He said in the morning, Takapina said there is no marriage certificate anywhere. They are not legally married. That was his kind of response to it.
I know in Texas they do. We recognize common law marriage.
How long do you have to be together for it though?
I want to say 6 months. And you just have to hold it out as a marriage, live together.
Wow. Yeah.
It just has to everything, but it's definitely. And if you want to leave the marriage, you have to try to get a divorce.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Oh, if you in Texas, don't be shacking up.
Yeah, don't be shacking up.
What a time.
You gonna owe somebody alimony. It ain't even go before God. You better don't do that. Oh Lord, I thought it was years. Yeah, I think in Ohio it was 7 years or something like that too. But so you better be careful with that, because who was that said claimed common law and didn't get no benefit? Was it DMX's wife? Tried to claim common law and she didn't get anything. She tried to go against his kids and get all this stuff from her. Mm-hmm. So you might
look, it's no time frame. It could be any amount of time.
What?
Oh, you just gotta claim somebody. Oh Lord, Texas out here wilding.
Oh, that is so crazy.
They said everything big in Texas, marriage included, I guess.
Marriage included.
Oh wow. I said DC 7 years. Somebody said Illinois is 10 years. There is common law in California. Somebody just said that. Erica said, "Don't date in Texas. Don't get you no spinner in Texas. You're gonna be stuck."
Mel, thank you so much for joining us. We won't keep you on.
Oh, Raynette, you might be right.
I have another.
That might be what it is, because Raynette said no common law in Arizona. So what a lot of LA people do, and DMX had done it as well. But what a lot of people will do is they will say they live in California, they will say they live in LA, but what they do is they come out here to Scottsdale, Arizona, because they can get a mansion just as big for a couple $100,000 instead of paying millions and millions and millions. And they live in Scottsdale. See, Scottsdale, their streets are landing strips. They land their private jets there on the streets. So they can just fly from the house. They got their own little airport and everything. So what you can do is like DMX and a lot of other people, I don't put their business out there, but DMX is one of those people who had a house in Scottsdale. So I wonder if that's how that happened, because he had a residence in Arizona, because she just said there's no common law in Arizona.
Okay, well, thank you, Mel. We so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh man, I got a question for me. I want to know, on that last day, you said it was way more media than it had been. What was the feeling in the courtroom when that man wasn't there on time?
I said, this is what I said. It was a lot of people there. We were all waiting because the judge had said 90 minutes. And the email from the woman who I said manages the court, she sends an email to the media to say the verdict is in, it'll be read at. So at 2:41, I think, I got the email that said verdict is in. So of course I'm like, 90 minutes from now is what, 4:15, right? Mm-hmm. Like, okay. And then she sends another email that says verdict will be read at 4:00. So I'm like, cool, we good. We all were already there. We went the floor down. The attorney, I think Takapina I saw got there first, and then Lewin gets there. Oh, Miss Sylvia's here. Everybody was pretty much there by like 3:45. I had not seen Rocky. So 4 o'clock comes, 4:15 comes. Around 4:20, Takapina comes out of the courtroom, and this is my opinion, okay, based on me looking. He looked like looking for the man. He came out like looking around. And so I was amongst some other reporters. I said, y'all, don't it look like he looking for him? We were all kind of like, yes. Like, so I said, if you had the potential to go to jail, prison for a period of time, and your partner is Rihanna, what would you be doing before you showed up?
Mel, I said, if y'all spot a white Bronco on the expressway in LA, it's probably Rocky. Y'all better get him. I said he trying to pull an OJ.
I didn't even think. I said they was getting it in. I said he is out there saying bye to his children and having one last session.
Somebody else said that. Said Mel, he's going to jail. Why would he rush there?
And that was my thing. I said, because if I was thinking about it, I said the day they asked him, I'd have been just as confident. No, I'm absolutely confident I will not be taking them 6 months. When I realized I was looking at 24 years, and they was like, yeah, be back in an hour. I'd have been looking like Michael Jackson when he was ease on down, because my knees wouldn't have worked. I said, first of all, he probably went home real quick, thought it was going to be, okay, we're going to come back for court, and then we can go ahead. And I said, y'all,
y'all are crazy.
By the time, listen, that's what I promise you, and this is all me, okay? Just so when he showed up finally at 4:42, to be clear, he had this very nice suit on. He had his hand right here, and he was smiling. I told y'all what that man was doing. Don't come into a courtroom where your liberty is on the line, smiling before the verdict is read, unless
work.
Wait, one last question. They want to know about the water bottle. Was you there when the water bottle?
Yeah.
Was I there for the water bottle? Tell me, because I remember him throwing it. I just can't remember if it was live and in person.
But did he throw it for real? Because I'm like, did I see that? I'm like, they kept saying, well,
it wasn't a like toss, but it definitely was like a.
That's okay.
Throwing down.
He was so emotional.
Frustrated. I'm sick of y'all. Yeah, it was one of those. The whole time he was on the stand, though, because his lie, I think we all, again, I can always speak for me. Because his responses on cross-examination were so counter to what he said the day before, I literally looked up and said, "Are we what?" He was just saying things he didn't say. When he said, I would never say something he said, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
She did say it, yeah.
Yesterday. So it was watching that in person was mind-blowing for me, because I'm like, bro, we just heard, this is the same group of people who were here yesterday that heard you say something different.
Same group.
When he said that he wasn't liked in the end of the day before, he said that he wasn't liked. And then told Takapina that he was liked. And I was like,
very liked. I have a great name. I'm like, you just said they don't like you.
That was so wild to understand. And I think when those text messages were revealed from what he had said, and then when those lies happened, I kept trying to look at the jury. But I think what is very clear is that it's such a hard question of what are the jurors doing? What do they think? You don't know. They're all looking like this. So you don't know if they are buying it, if they're not buying it. One guy leaned in for most of it, but you don't know what that means. It's hard to read into anybody's expressions.
You don't know if they're reading in for you or for them. You just don't know.
Don't know. And so it was just, I was probably the only person in there reacting, because I was like, what the hell is happening? Nobody
else was saying this. I heard you.
Well, I know you gotta go, Mel. But
okay, we gotta go. We gotta get. Okay,
wait. Let me ask this one question. Was Gemma really in court?
No, she was not. But I tell you what, when we went on that break and Takapina said she's a prostitute,
you was looking where you were like, where's she at? Where the prostitute? Y'all seen the prostitute?
People were saying she was in court. I'm like, she in court, and the man calling her a prostitute.
No,
They
he arrived,
rating everything. I
he
said,
arrived there by himself every day. The first time I saw him in the hallway, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks so like that was me. That was I in the moment realizing like he looks so familiar.
it's really.
Yeah. So
Okay,
anyway.
Mel, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Mel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just
Thank
had to
you.
ask you because I'm so proud of you. You gonna do another one?
Girl, we'll see, child.
The traffic messed up. Ask her after she stay home for a couple days.
Everybody
I
say
do.
shout out
Dirt,
to Mel.
Dirt got moved, which is the one I was like ready to do
Where
because
he going?
it got moved to like August.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was ready to do that one since it's federal, there would be no cameras. But now that I'm like, the cameras be catching low key a lot. Why I need to go? So we'll see. We'll see. But thank y'all for having me. Y'all are
Thank
so
you.
fun.
Thank you. You did amazing.
For doing it so late. I know it's late, y'all time. So I appreciate you.
No,
Oh,
we
you
just so
did.
proud of you. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You.
Bye, Mel.
Oh, wait, can I say one more thing?
Yes.
girl.
Miss J, I watched your live and you on that live said
I told him, I was like, I don't know the rest of them, but they better watch out for her. Don't make me cut. I told you.
wait, the paparazzi, you said, I know she better be all right. Mel
Wait,
better be okay.
Was your husband there too?
No.
See? Yeah,
But I was watching it with him and we was in here cracking up. So thank you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. We was watching out. I said, see, now I'm having to get on the flight. See, they playing.
It was crazy.
People acting like that.
It was
When
crazy.
she was like that, she watched it with me on FaceTime. I was talking about it. And she was like, I sure said they better not miss one. We
funny.
saw you, girl. We did. We did.
We saw you. Yeah,
We saw you in googly eyes. I said, oh, there go two people we know there.
We went to go get some stuff. Okay, bye.
Who's
Bye.
googly
We'll
eyes?
be on here all night.
Yeah, we'll be here all night. Okay, bye. Bye, Mel.
Bye,
Love you.
Mel.
Thanks.
That's what she was doing. Sitting up there with that whole dang on.
Miss Sylvia, thank you for being patient. You know we talk too much over here. Where's she at?
It's okay. I'm just driving home.
Okay, so we got some more Black Girl Magic. Y'all know Miss Sylvia. We had Mel on here talking about ASAP Rocky. She said it was her first time covering a trial from prelim to finish. So we just wanted to show her some love.
Yeah, she was great. I was watching her on TikTok. No, not TikTok. What's the thing? X. I was following her through X.
Okay, Miss Sylvia, tell us about, you do this all the time, but can you tell, I know last week we kind of touched on the Jackie Johnson case, but some people, they don't really know what it's about. Can you tell us a little bit and what happened?
Well, Jackie Johnson was the prosecutor in the Ahmaud Arbery case, and she's the prosecutor who did not file charges against him because she recused herself because of the investigator that the son killed Ahmaud. So they saying she was being charged for not doing her oath of office and also obstruction justice with the police officers.
Oh wow.
And we know that she had attorney Steele and Adams, right?
Yeah, Adam Steele and some others. She had about 5 attorneys.
Oh wow.
Okay. So she pulled a me.
Okay.
Yeah, she pulled a with a basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her family, I mean, let me just tell you something. They have the best courtroom ever. I've been to so many different courts. They're the most respectful, the best I've ever been to.
Mm.
The best.
Now, I saw a few interviews. Okay, what you think, Miss Sylvia, you do? I mean, because I saw some people who are, pro. And I just think, guys, we have to understand that there's two sides to it. And if she felt like if it was a conflict and she wanted to recuse herself and that was in the best interest, maybe she wasn't just trying to avoid charges or, but she was doing what she felt like she had to do to protect her profession and make a good decision. Because I saw a lot of people that weren't happy that Attorney Steele and Adams were representing her. They were like, no justice for Ahmaud. But how was the vibe in the courtroom? Did you feel like people felt that way?
I thought she had more supporters. Yes, the whole courtroom was mostly her supporters. Mm-hmm. And Amon Arbery's family was there. The parents, the mom and his aunt and his sister.
Do you think that the only reason she got off was because once again the state wasn't prepared?
They messed up. Sound like.
Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like if they would have, that the evidence was there, they just didn't get it out. Hello?
You there?
Yeah, did you hear me? Miss Sylvia.
Look like maybe
Oh,
she just in the best spot.
Yeah, she said she was
can
driving
y'all
home.
hear me?
Okay, now we can.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can you hear
Okay.
us?
What happened is I came home and it was changing over to the Wi-Fi at the house.
Oh, okay. No, do you think if the state would have been better prepared, she would have been found guilty? She's still trying to get the Wi-Fi.
Okay, let me go inside the house. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go in the house and get on from my computer. Hold on.
But her name is Jackie Johnson, y'all.
Yeah, her name was Jackie Johnson. I figured this one would be a lot of people would be looking at this from a very emotional standpoint, especially those who watched that trial. And I am one of those people. And I absolutely had zero understanding why there were no charges filed. You know what I mean? From a very, very, and that was a very, very, very heated time in the
So
country.
wait, what happened? I forgot. I know that the 3 people that actually committed the crime were found guilty.
Yeah, eventually, but they weren't charged for a long time.
But so what? Who was? So Jackie Johnson didn't charge them, and that was the problem.
That was the problem. That they were accused. Now, originally, I didn't know about the recusing, but when the trial, like when it actually happened, and right after he was unalived, that was one of the family's biggest things, or one of the biggest things I saw on social media, is that this DA was declining to charge because remember, it was the dad, the son, and the friend, and the dad was a retired cop. Who they were basically letting still, like he's still on the police scanner, listening in and basically being a like a neighborhood watch,
right?
So when the videos came out, when the actual story came out, that they had basically called himself back into cop duty off of retirement, called his son, called the friend, boxed him in, kept him from getting away, and then basically unalived him from there. Then there were no charges for a long time, and there were no answers about the charges, and they weren't super forthcoming with any type of body cam footage or anything. Like there was just nothing. So on social media, it appeared as Jackie Johnson was just like not going to charge for this and not give an explanation. So for people who were watching it, like when he was first unalived, that's how it came off. So I think a lot of people have that experience from watching the BLM, the hashtags, and what was said to be happening or what appeared to have been happening versus what may have been happening in the courtroom, versus the evidence. So I really wanted to know what happened with the state. I'm not going to lie.
Okay,
but
I'm back.
People saying no justice for Ahmaud. I mean, his unalivers were found guilty.
They were given life. Yeah,
They were,
and they still have federal charges too.
Can you hear me? I'm back.
We can hear you. So what happened now?
Okay, I was saying, I forgot what I was at. Jackie Johnson was never in it, and from the beginning, from the trial, she recused herself right away.
Did she decline charges or just recuse herself?
She just recused her. The decline the charges came from the other guy that took over the case. He's the one that says that it was justified murder type of thing. But she removed herself because she had the guy to work in her office, and then she had the DA that took it over. His son worked for her, so it was a lot of like she wanted to remove herself from it because she didn't want to show any kind of favoritism or any kind of inconsistency. She just pushed it over to them. They the one that made the decision. Now the police officer
They should have been charged. Those police officers, because they made the decision not to charge. The DA don't charge. The DA takes the. I'm sorry about the arrest. Excuse me, the arrest. The DA do not do the arrest. That's why they were trying to explain to them it was not the DA's fault that the guys never was arrested.
It was the officers.
Yeah.
And how many days was this trial?
It was a week a week and 3 days, something like that.
Yeah. And I also thought one thing that was interesting about this is I guess one of the charges didn't even make it to I guess the jury, or how
None of it made it to the jury.
none of it made it to the jury, but something happened weeks before, or a week.
No, the 2 days before the second charge was dropped because
Right.
remember it was the obstruction of a police officer. Her telling the police not to charge. It had nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
And the judge made a decision there. And then Brian Steele put in a motion in regard to her oath, and nothing really. When I started listening, I was like, why is she here? This woman ain't got nothing to do with why is she here.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt.
Okay.
Did you feel like that from the start, Miss Sylvia, or
Yeah.
after you got
After I got there and I heard everything, the evidence and everything. Because at first I thought, yeah, she's part of it. But then when I heard she recused herself from the get-go.
Oh wow! I don't think people know that. Like,
it's
emotional. I think people are just we don't want Steele them to win this one, and I'm like, y'all don't even know what the case is. I didn't know what the case was to say. Well,
when I talked to Adam, when I told him I was going to come down there to the case, and I explained to him, I said, Adam, why would y'all take something like this? He says, Miss Sylvia, if you knew the evidence that was there, that she has nothing to do with it. I said, really? And I didn't see it that way until I sat there the first day. I'm like, huh? Why are we here? Didn't make sense.
Should have went after the cops.
I think Fulton County needs to hire Brian Steele as a consultant, because
but you know
he's talking about the way they indict things.
Yeah, but no, that wasn't Fulton County.
That was New Brunswick.
That wasn't Fulton.
Yeah.
Brunswick. Well, let's just say this court system should hire him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's a defense attorney, but I'm just saying he stays catching problems with indictments.
But I felt they set her up. That Chris Carr, I think all of it was political because she had nothing to do with it. Now he should have went after that other DA and the police officers. Those are the ones who's behind all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they was just trying to get her out the way. They didn't want her to vote for her anymore. And now she did some dirt now in the past. She has other things that she has done.
I was about to say, I think they were saying that she's not innocent. And I'm like, well, I mean, we're not talking about anything else. We're talking
I just saw a picture of her and her hair. Any woman who walk out the bed with their hair like that on a regular, can't trust her. I feel I know she did something. I don't know what she did, but I'm gonna ride with Miss Sylvia and Miss J. She's not innocent.
Yeah, but she there was a case with this police officer. She didn't charge him, and he went and killed his wife, his ex-wife, and that was everybody's been after her and that's why they couldn't get a real juror to really take the case because they all had biases against her.
They're not gonna get off of my cough. Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Sylvia. We just wanted to touch on that because we didn't get to talk about that at all. Yeah. And we know you had covered that and we didn't want to forget about you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Miss Sylvia. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So happy birthday to you, Miss
Happy
Sylvia.
birthday to you too, and Rihanna. Happy birthday
Rihanna. I keep talking about Rihanna. They I said it's Rihanna's birthday tomorrow. Miss J talking about it's your birthday too.
Miss Sylvia, it's your birthday today?
Tomorrow
too. Oh wow, happy birthday.
Okay, happy early birthday to both of you guys. I hope both of y'all have a great birthday.
Yes.
What are you doing anything for your birthday, Miss Sylvia?
Absolutely not.
Really?
What you doing?
No celebration.
I'm gonna wait till I hit the 6-0, then I'm gonna do something. I have 2 years to hit the 6-0. That's monument.
I'm turning 35 tomorrow.
That's a monument. 35.
35 years.
I celebrate all of them. I made it.
I know that's right. I think I'm
I
celebrating.
I do. I didn't used to do that, but like after 2020 and all the things that happened after that, I was like, listen,
Yeah.
we have to. I celebrate everything now. I got Valentine's lights. I'm about to put some 4-leaf clovers on the house.
I know
Like
that's right. I know that's right.
that. Just find me a reason. I'm gonna find a reason to celebrate.
And Miss Sylvia, you did that was such a nice AI song you did.
That wasn't it? I love that song. You should play it.
Wait a
Okay,
minute.
let me
Somebody
play
said 35 is a
Oh.
good year to have a baby. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm gone. They got to be talking about Kayla.
Who?
You gonna
They
have
said 35 is a good year to have a baby.
I did it.
Put it on your to-do
I know
list,
what.
okay?
They make you feel crazy when you're 35 because I was 35 when I had Denver, and they send you to the old hoes clinic. They call it
Yeah.
geriatric.
Geriatric pricks.
Right. I ain't never had so many dang on appointments. I was like, I am not. Well, you'll be 35 when you deliver. I literally turned 35 in January and had him in February.
Miss Sylvia, how I find it? Put it up. Keep talking, Miss J.
hold
Yeah,
on.
You put it up, and I'll push present.
Yeah, Denver will be Denver's birthday coming up.
My brother was. My mama had my
send it
brother
to
at 36.
Yeah, they made me. They
Shout out
They
to
treated
your
me
mama.
like I was crazy.
I
They
just
treated
hope
me like I
God,
was crazy.
God has to know I'm done.
Denver's gonna be 5 years old. I just was looking at him like my baby.
I can't imagine having a baby at 35. I just can't.
33. I had Denver. I had Dallas at 33, and I had Denver.
Oh, you got a Dallas too?
My son's name is Dallas. He's 6.
My daughter's name is Dallas.
Yep, Dallas and Denver.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Dallas and Denver,
And you had another one would been Dakota, huh?
and that's exactly what the name was going to be.
Mine too, Erica.
I'm trying to be funny.
No, I'm dead serious. That was the thing. Once I had Dallas,
Somebody said they had one at 40, y'all. Hendrick 63. Ooh.
One at 40. I just can't. I mean, let me tell you something. My daughter is 19. My son is he is 13 years old. The fact, even me thinking about carrying a car seat to a car just makes me want to just throw up. No. I like being TT. I like babysitting and sending the baby back with
I
their
was a TT for so long. Like, first of all, I have told y'all all time and time again, I was picking out contraceptives when they told me I was pregnant with Dallas, so I didn't even believe it.
Sunday is out of pocket.
Then I was actually like, I told my friend,
10. Sunday
is out of pocket.
Sunday out of pocket.
What she said?
30. She got a 37, a 35, and a 10-year-old.
Wow.
Man.
What?
Man, she started over.
You know what? My aunt did that, though. I remember my aunt.
Sunday. Okay. She said she was. Thank you, Frenchie.
Oh,
send me and Miss Sylvia some birthday super chats.
When her daughter was in
Miss Sylvia, is you pulling up this video?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Okay, y'all send us some super chats. Okay, go ahead, Miss J. What you were saying?
Oh, Nene.
I said my cousin, my aunt, she had my cousin when her daughter was in the 11th grade. And then that same daughter, she had one son my whole life. And then all of a sudden in his prom picture, he's holding his like 6-month-old brother. I said, how you go do the same thing your mom did while you was in the 11th grade? Like,
so I have a good story in this. We got a 19, 6, and 4 right here. So my grandma and my grandpa, they my dad is the youngest. He was 19. No, my dad is not the youngest. My auntie is the youngest. But anyway, long story short, he was 19 and my auntie was probably like 16, 17. But my grandfather had a vasectomy and somehow my grandma got pregnant.
Dang.
And so they thought that she was cheating, but it was really a failed. Not they didn't really think she was cheating, but they're like, we like what? So it was a failed vasectomy. So I have my auntie. My auntie is younger than me.
Wow.
I got one of those.
So I was like 4 when my auntie was born.
Oh, I know.
Okay, Kayla, I just.
So we always have the argument of I'm the elder and she the auntie.
I'll put the link in.
No, don't put
in the
link.
Private. Oh, you don't? You want me to play it?
Let me see if
it's over in the private chat. You can see one. It's just one over there.
Okay, let me copy and paste it.
Yeah, that's so funny because that's where we were stuck. Dallas was a surprise. Denver, I had all these apps that my best friend, because she doesn't have kids either, and I'm like, I need all your apps because I didn't slip. I don't know what I did. I need all your apps. And then one day I just get this notification. Did you forget to tap your app? I'm like, no. Q just dropped his Xbox controller. Boom, there was Denver 16 months later.
Jesus.
And they were like, well, now you need a girl, Dakota. And I was like,
Okay, here we go, y'all. This is Miss Sylvia's birthday song.
February babies are extra special because they bring even more light to this time of year. Happy birthday.
This is an AI song.
To February baby.
So cute.
Who make the winter months a little brighter. May your day be filled with love and joy.
Are these people from your channel?
Forget the past.
Them and their families.
To the future.
I didn't put my grandma up there.
Are yet to come. Birthdays are a new start. A fresh beginning. And a time to pursue
millionaires.
new endeavors with new goals. Move forward with confidence and courage. You are a very special people.
It might be back that ass up.
May today
my girl,
and all of your days
now watch this part.
be amazing. Happy birthday, February 5th, Keith Williams.
Okay.
February 12th, Ruth Parks and Tammy Pace Johnson. February 10th, Haley. February 17th, Steph Lavonna 217. February 19th, Mrs. Natalie
right.
February 20th, infamous Sylvia and Kayla Bumpus Jackson.
I'm gonna go write a song for my girl. I'm gonna go write a song, baby. I'm writing a song for my girl.
So wonderful. May your birthday be filled with nothing but the greatest Happy birthday.
That was so nice, Miss Sylvia.
that is. I love it. Not Mel said she's gonna have some twerk music, Lord.
And all those were
already.
that was with my words too.
I'm going to go write a song for my girls. I'm gonna write a song. I might have some beats in my email. I'm going to go write. I'm writing them a song, okay? And every month we put our birthdays up. That is so cute, Miss Sylvia.
All right, well, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to sleep.
guys.
Oh, no, I'm sick.
Good night, everybody.
Well, have you
Happy
a
birthday, Miss Sylvia.
All right,
Yeah,
happy birthday, Kayla.
My soup. Happy birthday. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Have you a hot toddy, and then have you a Yeah, that means we're gonna take some birthday shots tomorrow on the court of opinions. Honey, have us a shot. Yeah, you need to have your hot toddy. Wrap up,
and I'm gonna take some.
Let me
y'all just over here.
Get Duke on the line. Feature or something, baby, because that song was just too cute.
And it's cute, and then the people say the names and everything.
Baby, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to run it before every show. I gotta run it. I'm gonna have to, let me get Duke on the line, y'all.
Wait. You gonna do one a month?
No, I'm gonna do one song, and we're gonna run our pictures on it every month.
That's what I'm saying. One, we're gonna do it on a.
I'm not right. You mean I'm not doing 12 songs? Is that what you mean?
You're gonna write one birthday song and then switch the people.
Switch the pictures out every month.
Right.
Yeah. That's
right. And then, but what I'm saying is, you're gonna play the same song before each of your lives.
Yes, so my people feel appreciated. It's their birthday. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Keith said she got to run hers back. She's had her 21st. Now you will have an idea after her birthday. Keith said got to run it back.
No,
Listen,
you can
Keith,
go ahead
mine
and
too.
start tomorrow.
Mine too.
So you can start with just do, or you could do it by the zodiac season. So Pisces season start today. So just do all your Pisces.
I still gonna leave my girl there. I'm gonna have to start up. Well, my birthday this month, meal. I'm waiting. Well, damn it, y'all. Okay, I gotta get. Let me find the studio. I'm writing them a song for real.
All you gotta
I'm
do is
writing
go
them a
to
little
AI.
Hmm.
Just AI, Chat GPT.
Do I look like an AI type of?
Hey, let me tell you. I be like, I told Shannon, you don't just tell me your lyrics. I'm gonna put it in AI, and it's gonna
You
be.
can't tell real creatives to use AI.
I just tell him, give me the lyrics. I'm gonna put them in AI. It's gonna make it perfect. Y'all don't know. I be taking all my legal writing, proofreading it, and then putting it in AI. Well,
I
what?
do something like that, girl, but
that stuff
My
be
best
on
friend
the
did have
skin.
ChatGPT
I be like,
her resume. I've seen people do it for their resume and stuff like that, but I use it. I've used it, but not like that.
never
I'm
found that AI
appalled.
stuff. I can't do
I'm
nothing without
appalled.
AI. They be talking about make an Instagram post. I be going to AI.
Now, I will say if you're writing a program or you're trying to write an app, because sometimes that's what I do. If I stick it in there and the app's not quite working like I want to, I'll stick it in an AI tool and say, now why is it not doing this? It'll point out the differences between what it created and what you created, and then you can find your nooks and crannies real fast without, you got to work smarter, not harder. Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't trying
I
to.
never thought of writing a song with it. I never thought of that. Maybe because I don't write songs. Maybe
I
because
do, Miss Sheila. Miss Jason, she gonna send me the thing on there. Oh, happy belated birthday, King.
Oh,
have it done by June. Nicole, I'm gonna have it done before June, girl. I'm gonna have it done. I'm gonna have it done soon. I'm gonna write it. The one thing I love about being an artist, you get a little inspo, you be ready to go. I had like and I'll tell y'all about it on the after show. We about to go. I'll tell y'all all about it on the after show.
Okay, well, y'all have a good after show. I'm so sorry I can't join. I'm gonna pass out as soon as I close this laptop.
Okay, bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. I'm getting ready to go later. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. See y'all next week.